Welcome to Yankton Basketball, brought to you by First Dakota National Bank of Yankton. This broadcast is made possible by the following Sportscaster Club members: Midwest Insurance Agency, Murph's Appliance, Yankton Thrive, Stockman's Motorsports, Les Schwab Tires, Linda's Angel Crossing, MT and RC Smith Insurance Agency, Hy-Vee, Vichy, Elwood Dental, Floortech Restoration, Angela's Mexican Store, Yankton Rexall, KFC Taco Bell, SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab, Slumberland, Larry's Heating and Cooling, America's Best Realty, Larson Carpet, Elkhorn Valley Bank, Anytime Fitness, King Buffet and Mongolian Grill, Yankton Medical Clinic, All Seasons Power Sports, Kaiser Heating and Cooling, Wince and Ray Funeral Home, First Dakota National Bank, JR's Oasis, Intech Cleaning and Restoration, The Bone Setter, Triple Time Rudy's, Farmers Union Insurance, Meridian Photo, Graham Tire, Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts, Kalen's Indoor Comfort, H&H Roofing, Boss's Pizza and Chicken, Wall of Fame, Midwest Ready Mix and Clark's Rentals, and Raven Books. Now, for the Anytime Fitness pregame show with the voice of Yankton Athletics, Zach Spear.
Hello and welcome to Sioux Falls Roosevelt High School Gymnasium as the Yankton Bucks will take on the Rough Riders. Moments from now as tip-off set for 7 o'clock. We'll see if we get rolling a little bit early here. There's only 2.5 minutes to go in the sophomore game so far. Yankton Athletics presented by First Dakota National Bank of Yankton. First Dakota has proudly supported the dreams and banking needs of their customers for over 150 years. They offer personal, business, and ag banking solutions for every stage of your journey with 2 locations, downtown and North Broadway, Yankton. The Bucks another road trip tonight as they've made their way into Sioux Falls to take on the Roosevelt Rough Riders. Entering the game, Yankton sits at a 2-10 record with that second win in their last game earlier this week against Pierre. For the Rough Riders, a great season so far, currently at 12-1. Now it is a tough matchup for Yankton as there could be arguments about Sioux Falls Roosevelt as the best team in AA. Their only loss coming against undefeated Sioux Falls Lincoln early in the year, and they've won out since. In the standings, the Bucks are now tied in 17th with a chance to sneak their way into the top 16. Sioux Falls Roosevelt is currently in second, closely following Lincoln. The thing is, even a loss here tonight would end up giving Yankton more seed points than what they currently have, so should be beneficial for them. Either way, a look inside this year's numbers as Yankton scoring 49 points per game to Sioux Falls Roosevelt 68.8 points per game. Yankton gives up 54 a game. Sioux Falls Roosevelt allows 56 per game. Last year when they matched up, it was 49-40, and that favored the Rough Riders. Last season, it was a different Sioux Falls Roosevelt team, though. They fell to O'Gorman in the Sodak 16, and this year, well, they have a very realistic state championship aspirations. The Bucks are going to have to play extremely well in this one, and it's going to be up to their defense to keep them in it. The Rough Riders scoring nearly 70 points per game, and the Bucks just not being a very high-scoring team with just shy of 50 points per game. As far as defense goes, though, the Rough Riders do give up about 2 more points per game than Yankton. If the Bucks can slow things down, take it a possession at a time, they can give themselves a chance when we reach late game. Can they bring in some momentum from their win against Pierre, or are the Rough Riders going to continue their win streak? We'll take a quick break here, and then when we return, the coaches' thoughts on Yankton streaming on YouTube, and we'll continue on with our Anytime Fitness of Yankton pregame show. Anytime Fitness of Yankton, let's make healthy happen. As again, did get a chance to talk with both head coaches ahead of this matchup. It's Coach Mitch Begamin of Sioux Falls Roosevelt, and as always, our chat with Coach Haynes of the Yankton Bucks. That's all coming up here on Yankton streaming on YouTube.
Interior technicians.
Jerry, I need your help. I'm in a real pickle.
How can we help? We clean carpets, furnace and duct cleaning, mold remediation, fire restoration, water damage restoration, office cleaning, and much more.
No, Jerry, I'm in a real pickle. I'm stuck and I can't get out. Hang on, I'll send you pics so you can see what I mean.
Oh my gosh. When you need it clean, call the Intech team. Fixing pickles since 1984.
At Anytime Fitness Yankton, your fitness journey starts with one step, and Anytime Fitness will be with you every step of the way. Open 24 hours a day with top-of-the-line equipment and guidance you need to reach your goals. Plus, your membership gives you access to every Anytime Fitness gym anywhere. No matter your goals, no matter the time, you belong at Anytime Fitness Yankton, located at 2509 Fox Run Parkway. Start today at Anytime Fitness, where your fitness journey never stops.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small, just as it should be. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose, a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of choices to make sure you have the perfect coverage to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance.
Welcome to Wall of Fame, where style meets customization, specializing in crafting custom clothing and print shirts. We ensure every stitch and every print is of the highest quality, so you get the best clothes every time. We're here for all your promotion needs, and the best part, our process is seamless. Simply share your designs with us and we'll handle the rest. Get custom clothes for the best price. Wall of Fame.
Hello and welcome to our Coaches Conversations. Now on the line is head coach Mitch Begamin of the Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders. Coach, how are you doing today?
Great. Thanks for having me on.
Of course, and your team is off to a great start. Currently 12-1. What has the season looked like for you so far?
Yeah, it's been a season for us that we kind of hoped for. We had lofty expectations coming into this season, and we've just been a group that just have tried to get better from week in to week out. And over the course of the season, this gets to be the kind of the grind part of the season where we're getting into February, and this is kind of where we're preaching about playing championship level basketball. And I feel like we've made a ton of growth over the first 2 months of the season, and I still think there's room for us to get better. But we're excited to keep playing and have a consistent schedule throughout the month of February.
And what is it that your team does so well that has led to these wins?
I would say first and foremost our defense. I think our defense has come a long ways from the start of the season. We have the length to guard a lot of teams. We've got the quickness, and I think if anybody watches us, our defense can kind of create our offense, and that's what we try to strive on. We are a transition-type team that we try to score in the open court and try to use our defense to create our offense. And so I think that's a big key for us that we got to continue to try to keep getting better at.
And then what is something you've really tried to improve upon as the season goes?
I think the biggest key for us is just being able to consistently rebound the basketball. Anytime you're giving up offensive rebounds, it can just kind of be a huge piece where good offensive teams can score extra baskets and get easy possessions. And so for us, it's really been just about trying to eliminate a lot of offensive rebounds. You're going to give up one or two here and there, but that's just kind of been a key focal point for us to try to improve on over the course of the last 3 weeks. And I thought we've done a good job. There's, again, still areas to improve, but overall we're getting better and better at it.
And coming up now, you host the Yankton Bucks. What are your thoughts on this one?
A team that's just tough and gritty, that's going to come out and give you everything they've got. We don't look at records. We don't care about what records show or say. We know just what this team is capable of doing. We've watched a bunch of film to prepare for this team up until to now, and we know they're going to come out, that they're going to give us everything we've got, and we've got to match that and be able to play our style of basketball as well.
And who are some players on your team that we should expect to make big plays in this matchup?
I've got a few of them. Night in and night out, we've had different guys step up, but the common names that we've been seeing a lot is guys by the name of C.J. Schmaus, our point guard. He's leading us as our point guard, kind of drives our ship. Justin Bilal, a wing that's come on late, probably the last month. He's scoring at a high clip and just doing a lot of really good things for us on both ends of the floor. You've got Memphis Bylander, again, another kid that's scoring for us, that's playing tremendous defense, and again, we're leaning on. And then we've got DeAndre Painter. He comes off the bench. He's a load to handle, and again is effective on both ends of the floor for us. And you've got Bryson Skogsberg, who is, again, another double-digit point average guy for us right now that scores it inside and out. And so we're just very, very lucky and fortunate to have the type of team we have this year. And for us, like I said, we're leaning on each other. We believe in each other, and we're just trying to get better with each other.
And sometimes when you have a great start to the season, players can be a little distracted looking forward to playoffs, the state tournament, while coaches are very much like to focus on the now. How do you keep your guys focused for each game, as every one of them is important?
Absolutely. I think any coach that you talk to will say the same thing. It's hard to keep your team focused on kind of what's in front of you instead of what's in the future. And, for us, we talk about our goals. We have team goals, daily goals that we try to accomplish. And I just think you never kind of look at the future, because all you can control is now and living in the moments and enjoying the moments that you get with the team and as a coach. And for us, again, we're just focusing on one game at a time. That's all we can control. And, when we get to the end of the season, we can look back and say, you know what, we were able to kind of accomplish our game goals against each team we were able to play, and we never worried about what was in front of us. It was just the game that's ahead of us, and that's what we're trying to focus on doing.
Well, Coach, appreciate the time. Thanks for chatting with me today.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Again, that was head coach Mitch Begamin of the Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders on our Coaches Conversations. Coming up, our chat with Chris Haynes of the Yankton Bucks, exclusively here on Yankton, streaming on YouTube. Triple Time Rudy's on the corner of 16th and Broadway, Yankton. Stop in and check out their wide variety of items. Grab some snacks, whether you want chips, popcorn, or something sweet, they have it. Ice-cold beverages, or when you need that boost in the morning, coffee. You can also grab the best locally produced meats, meat sticks, and cheeses in the area. Guaranteed fresh. For those hot days, grab a freezy too. Get all your car needs and 5 cents off a gallon when using cash. All at Triple Time Rudy's, Yankton.
The Bonesetter Chiropractic, Yankton. I'm Dr. TJ Stotz. When you need chiropractic, we're here. We use a hands-on approach, decompression traction, electrical stimulation, acupuncture, and state-of-the-art examination techniques. We're happy to offer exercise and supplement advice as well. The Bonesetter Chiropractic, 215 Mulberry, Suite 9, Yankton. Call or text 605-401-5701. Bringing you comfort when there's discomfort.
Starting the first bank in South Dakota was the easy part, earning the confidence of local farmers, helping families account for their dreams, and securing the future for countless businesses took us a little longer. We owe it to the hard workers, big dreamers, and forward thinkers out there. Thank you for making South Dakota a great place to call home.
Authentic Mexican food goods with the family touch is here in Yankton at Angela's Mexican Store. From fresh produce and meats to the spices and the snacks you miss from home. Traveling or just moved? No problem. They accept money from many different countries. Check out the different kinds of money on the wall. Family owned, family loved. They treat you like family. Angela's Mexican Store, where culture meets community. Stop in today.
Back on our Coaches Conversations, Coach Haynes of the Yankton Bucks. Coming off a big win against Pierre in Pierre, what did you see in that one?
I thought our defensive pressure was really good throughout the entire game. Really, we forced some turnovers, turned them over 18 times. Plus, I just kept them out of rhythm and with that ball pressure, and they weren't able to really get comfortable in their offense all night. And on the offensive end, we did some really nice things. We had 13 assists and only 7 turnovers, so that was nice to see. And we made 7 threes, so we stepped up and made some outside shots against Pierre's zone, which was, again, another great sign to see. And also we attacked it inside. So all the way around, it was a great game, and happy for our guys that we came out there with a win.
And as you had mentioned, your defense stepped up big time, making life difficult for a really good player down low in Terwilliger. And to me, I think a large part of that was the help defense when he did get the basketball. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, obviously, Austin got in foul trouble and was in foul trouble most of the night. He had a couple of tough ones, especially in the first half. But I thought Abel Bryan really stepped up for us in guarding Terwilliger. a really tough cover for him, and Abe's out of position when Austin gets in foul trouble just with size, but he did it. He's a senior, and he stepped up on the road and really battled for us. And then you're right. We knew we needed to give Abe some help in there. So I thought we did that with our ball pressure, not just letting him make easy passes into the post, made him work for it. And then we also knew that we had to give Abe some help down there from defenders that didn't have the ball as well. So just, when you got a player like that, you can't just expect one guy to cover him one-on-one, and our guys did a good job as a team trying to limit him as much as we could.
And the three main players you and I had talked about after the game were Beck, Reichen, Owen Eidsness, and as you just mentioned, Abe O'Brien. Reichen with 7 assists, and Eidsness and O'Brien just great on the defensive side of things. Was there another player or two that you thought just had a great game, and what was it that they did so well?
Yeah, Jackson Cooter obviously stepped up and played well again. He also had some foul trouble in the first half. So he sat more than he usually does, and still I think he had 16 points, if I'm not, something like that. I thought the key play and stretch in the game was when they had cut the lead down to 1 in the third quarter, then Jack had a 4-point play. That was huge, and then Beck made a deep 3 when the shot clock was winding down, and then Jack made another one in the corner on a baseline out-of-bounds play, and so our guys just stepped up and made shots. But you're right, our 3 seniors, you got a road conference game, a long road trip, and our 3 seniors really stepped up and led us, and just happy for those 3 that we were able to get a nice road conference win.
And coming up, you take on the Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders. What are your thoughts on this matchup?
Super talented. Obviously, Sioux Falls Lincoln's undefeated and, probably the best team right now. But Sioux Falls Roosevelt might be the most talented team in the state. I mean, they're just loaded with talent. And, from their point guard all the way is a smaller guy. He's about the only one that's small on their team. But he's super quick, lightning quick, and he's, he can shoot it. He can get to the basket and finish. He's a great passer. And then they just go 6'5" across the board. So they're long, they're athletic, they're gonna get out and press you and pressure you with that athleticism, and they're super skilled. It's the other thing. So they're long and athletic, but they can all shoot it, they can all get to the rim, they can drive it, they can all dunk, and just a super athletic team. So we're gonna have our work cut out for us, but we need to continue to defend. So somehow try to find a way to slow these guys down and get stops. And then we got to finish possessions with rebounds. So they don't have, they bring a 6'7" kid off the bench that's pretty talented inside. But then, like I said, they're just tough to block out because they're so athletic and quick. And so we're going to have to find a way to get rebounds. And then offensively, we have to take care of the basketball. It's going to be crucial tonight. We have no defense for throwing them the ball for layups and dunks. We just cannot defend that. So we're going to have to take care of the basketball. And but not only that, you can't just hold it and, get the shot clock winding down and get tough shots at the end of the shot clock. So we're going to have to be really good on the offensive end as far as our movement and moving the basketball and try to get good shots at the basket as well.
Well, Coach, as always, appreciate the time. We'll talk with you later. Good luck.
Okay, thanks, Zach.
Again, that was head coach Chris Haynes of the Yankton Bucks on our Coaches Conversations. Coming up, the Bucks in Sioux Falls to take on the Roosevelt Rough Riders here on Yankton, streaming on YouTube. Les Schwab Tires, located at 2809 Broadway in Yankton. It's the place to buy tires with all different tread types to fit your needs and rims ready to make your vehicle shine. Not only do they sell tires, they fix them too. Flats, brakes, alignments, and more. You can feel confident that your car will be taken care of. No waiting for your tires, they should have them in stock. If you're looking for tractor or semi-tires, those are available too. Les Schwab Tires, where the sign says it all.
MT and RC Smith Insurance has been a part of the Yankton community since 1949. Our agency would love to help you with your home, auto, business, life, and long-term care insurance needs.
We take pride in providing you with quality service when you have a claim or need to make changes to your coverage.
The MT and RC Smith Insurance Agency is flexible to meet with you in person or at the office at 204 West 4th Street. Give them a call for insurance changes, payments, claims, or service requests.
Craving something boss level delicious? Come out to Boss Pizza and Chicken, where flavor meets delicious and delicious meets drooling. Your taste buds won't be the same when you taste the bold flavors of Boss Pizza and Chicken. From crispy chicken to juicy burgers to handcrafted specialty pizzas, Boss has it all. Serving lunch and dinner Monday through Sunday starting at 11 o'clock. That's why they're the boss. Boss Pizza and Chicken, just waiting to crush your cravings.
Warmer days are coming, and sooner or later your air conditioning will need to kick in as well. But what if it doesn't? Well, don't wait. Call Larry's Heating and Cooling. With 43 years in the business, we're very knowledgeable on what we do and how we serve our customers. You can rest assured that when you call day or night, someone will always pick up the call. Join our elite club today and become a priority member. Skip the line, get discounts on services, and have no overtime fees. Call Larry's Heating and Cooling for expert service from factory-trained technicians.
And back to the floor here for the Anytime Fitness of Yankton pregame show as the Bucks taking on the Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders in Sioux Falls here tonight. The Bucks last in action were against the Pierre T.F. Riggs Governors. That was this Tuesday in a big victory for Yankton. Your final score, 51-43. Leading the way in scoring, a trio of Bucks all reaching double-digit scoring, 16 for Jackson Kudera, 13 for Owen Eidsness, 10 for Beck Reichen, and then also chipping in, Abe O'Brien with 8. Austin Conway had 2 points, and Miles Drotzman also had 2 points. For the Bucks rebounding, leading the way was Owen Eidsness with 6. He was followed by Abe O'Brien, who had 4. Then Beck Reichen, Jackson Cooter, and Miles Drotzman all pulled in 3 apiece. With 2 was Tegan LaCroix, and Austin Conway had a rebound as well. Now, here's a big number. In the assist column, Beck Reichen picked up 7 assists, only had 1 turnover. I mean, if you can have a 7-to-1 assist-turnover ratio, you're making a big impact on the game and doing something right. And that was really the story of the game for Beck Reichen on Tuesday. Also with 2 was Owen Eidsness as well as Abe O'Brien. And chipping in with 1 apiece, Austin Conway and Tegan LaCroix. Only 9 turnovers for Yankton in that game in total. On the defensive side of things, deflections was a big stat that Owen Eidsness led in. 6 deflections for him in the game, along with 3 steals. Beck Reichen had a couple deflections and 1 steal. 1 deflection for Miles Drotzman, along with 2 steals. And then Austin Conway also had 1 steal. Conway did foul out in that one, picked up his 5th foul in fashion, you could say, as well, with a technical as he was jawing back and forth with Cooper Terwilliger of the TF Riggs Governors. A quick look here at the South Dakota Media Prep Poll for Class AA boys. Number 1, Sioux Falls Lincoln comes into the week undefeated. They are still undefeated, so until they lose, they're going to be number 1. Right behind them, the team on the floor across from Yankton, Sioux Falls Roosevelt, and that's where they were last week as well. Watertown was bumped up from the 5th spot to the 3 spot. Harrisburg stayed put at the 4 spot, and Huron moved from receiving votes into the 5 spot. Also receiving votes on the South Dakota Media Prep Poll, T area and Spearfish. And then into the South Dakota Power 5 poll in boys AA. Sioux Falls Lincoln at 1, Sioux Falls Roosevelt at number 2, Watertown at 3. And here's where it changes up. Spearfish at number 4 rather than Harrisburg, and T area at number 5 instead of Huron. And then receiving votes on the South Dakota Power 5 poll, Huron and Harrisburg. Quick score update on the Gazelles game. They lead 24-20 with 2 minutes to play in the first half of action. That's also live on Yankton, streaming on YouTube with Michael Schumacher in Yankton on the call. So you can keep track of both the Bucks and Gazelles. And if you're at one of the 2 games, you can be watching both at the same time. Again, that's Yankton streaming on YouTube. Warm-ups are nearly over here, but we'll quick look at some of the other games going on around the state. In boys AA, this is the only game going on, which is a little surprising for a Tuesday night. But in girls AA action, Sioux Falls Roosevelt against Yankton, which is nearing the half, with Yankton up 5 points. Brookings will take on Sioux Falls Lincoln in Sioux Falls at 7. And Sioux Falls Washington, the number 3 ranked Warriors, taking on the Watertown Arrows with a 3-10 record in Watertown. The buzzer has sounded. Both teams are on the floor. Yankton in the road red jersey and shorts trimmed out in white. And on the flip side for the Rough Riders, wearing all white jersey and shorts, trimmed out in their burgundy and gold. As coming up here, we'll have our national anthem, your starting lineups that will be presented by Larry's Heating and Cooling of Yankton. And of course, tip-off coming. Has some recognition here on the floor.
In 1978, the monogram clubs of our high schools and the athletic staff inaugurated an Appreciation Hall of Fame to honor citizens in our community who over the years have contributed in some way to our athletic program.
As being honored for an award granted to citizens who have made an impact in their area. We'll see if we can get the name after.
For Roosevelt High School and Washington High School. Dane Vandenberg.
It sounded like Dane Veriberg.
Dane began his 33-year career in 1993 in the Sioux Falls School District as a custodian at Washington High School. After working at Washington for 10 years, Dave moved over to Roosevelt High School, where he worked for 23 years and finished his custodial career.
As we await the national anthem here on the floor, the colors will be presented. We'll keep it here for that as well.
Dave's dependability and work ethic,
as well as
Casey Miley, physical education, athletic coordinator.
Won't hear much on our end as they present the colors. Bucks looking to get another win here after picking up their second win on Tuesday, but Sioux Falls Roosevelt certainly a tough team, and earlier you heard Coach Haynes talking about the team. They've got a lot of length, speed, athleticism, and they can shoot the ball well. And, well, it's led to nearly 70 points per game for them. So clearly on offense, they are doing something right. And on defense, it's going to be tough to overcome that length and athleticism. We'll see if the Bucks do have it in them here tonight, as now
High School for Rider basketball. Tonight, we welcome the team and the fans of the Bucks from Yankton High School. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask
on the floor, they'll present the colors. We'll keep it here, but you won't hear from us, as it's 27-22 at the half for the Yankton Gazelles. As a quick update before we get going here tonight.
military personnel may salute the flag. Today's colors are being presented by Cadet Jackson Neely, Cadet Jenna Jensen, Cadet Merritt Moore, and Cadet Braden Rimmick. These cadets are from Roosevelt High School Air Force Junior ROTC. Air Force JROTC is a full credit elective course that places heavy value on the development of self-discipline, leadership, integrity, and growing citizens of character. Our national anthem will be performed tonight by Alex Kolenko, Charlie Seaver, and Luke Anderson, members of the RHS Symphonic Band. Please continue to stand and remain silent until the colors are retired. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
And again, you just heard the national anthem here on the floor, performed by a trio of trumpeters at Sioux Falls Roosevelt High School, as tip-off nearing closer and closer here tonight as it's time to meet your starting lineups, brought to you by Larry's Heating and Cooling of Yankton and Vermilion. For all your heating and cooling needs, it's Larry's Heating and Cooling. Anytime, any day. We start with the starters for the Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders, who come into this one 12-1, coached by Mitch Begamin. Number 0, the senior forward at 6'5", it's Justin Bilal. Number 1, senior guard 5'9", CJ Schmaus. Senior forward at 6'5", number 5, Carson Hoynes. Senior forward also at 6'5", number 10, Memphis Bylander. And to round off the Rough Riders starting lineup is junior forward at 6'4", number 23, Bryson Skogsberg. The Rough Riders come into this one scoring 68.8 points per game and allowing 55.8 points per game. It's now time to meet your Yankton Bucks starting lineup. That's brought to you by Larry's Heating and Cooling of Yankton and Vermilion.
Beck Reichen, number 2, guard. Owen Isis, number 3, guard. Jackson Kudra, number 4, guard. Abel Bryan, number 5, forward. Austin Conway, number 52, center.
And that was your starting lineups for the Yankton Bucks, brought to you by Larry's Heating and Cooling of Yankton and Vermilion. On the floor, they'll wrap up their starting lineups. We load up the Fox Stop of Yankton scoreboard on Yankton, streaming on YouTube. Again, Bucks basketball presented by First Dakota National Bank of Yankton. Now, the home of the Yankton Bucks and Gazelles athletics is Classic Hits 106.3, as well as Yankton, streaming on YouTube. But currently a USD basketball game on 106.3, and so we are streaming exclusively here tonight. We've hit 7:02 on the clock, and it is about game time again. The Bucks in their red jersey and shorts. On the flip side, all white jersey and shorts for Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Abe O'Brien looks like he'll do the jump in here for Yankton tonight, and we'll see. For Sioux Falls Roosevelt, well, you got multiple players at 6'5", one at 6'4". It's your choice of who you want to jump. For the Bucks, their tallest player is being listed at 6'3", and that would be Sawyer Mybaum, a sophomore, and Austin Conway. But Abe O'Brien will do the jumping, listed at 6'2". And he'll jump against Justin Bilal, number 0, a 3-inch height advantage for Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Ball is in the air, tip controlled by the Bucks, and this one officially underway as the Bucks move it left to right here as you watch it on Yankton, streaming on YouTube. Kudra down low, works with it. Bilal got a hand in there, and just enough to disrupt the shot as it falls off the side of the rim. Now the first time on offense for the Rough Riders. Skogsberg moves it to the far side. Try swinging it down low. Fight for the basketball. Last touch by Carson Hoynes. And the Bucks force a turnover. Again, for Yankton, they cannot get into a shootout here tonight against Sioux Falls Roosevelt. And they would prefer a lower scoring game here as that pass into Kudra. Just a little too much on it, as throwing down the first points of the game is Justin Bilal. We start the game with a two-handed slam, and the Rough Riders lead it 2-0. Our first minute in. On the flip side, Abe O'Brien couldn't have been more open, and that one rattled halfway in before just popping out. With it, Bylander. Swings it, now kicks it out. CJ Schmaus with it. Up top, the three-point attempt falls way short, and into the hands it ends up of Jackson Kudra. Yankton back on the other side. Up ahead, they move quickly. Conway to Eidsness. Pump fake the initial three, decided against it, fight for the rebound, and ends up with Bryson Skogsberg. A minute and a half in, it's 2-0. Sioux Falls Roosevelt leads. Bilal tried getting it in, stolen away Owen Eidsness. He's been great defensively and getting his hand on the ball all year long. Kudera for the lead for Yankton off the front iron. Yankton still looking for their first score, but they've had some great looks, including a very short jumper for Abe O'Brien down low. Cross court into the hands of Hoynes. His off-target three rebounded by Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Second attempt no good as well. So over 2 minutes into this one, we've got 2 total points. That's more so where Yankton would like to see this one go. Now they need to get their offense rolling. Kudera with it on the far side, up top to Beck Reichen. Moves against Bilal, drives it in. His shot denied by Carson Hoynes. Up ahead, another dunk. This one thrown down by Memphis Bylander. And Coach Haynes is going to be forced to call a timeout for the Bucks, his first of the night. All 4 of our points have come from two-handed slams tonight. 4-0, Sioux Falls Roosevelt leads, 5:26 to play in our first quarter of action as we hit our first Lindsay Echo Water Systems of Yankton water break. Locally owned for 4 generations, call them for water softening and purification, salt, reverse osmosis needs, and bottled water. That's Lindsay Echo Water Systems of Yankton. Another quick score update on the Gazelles game in the third quarter with 7:45 to play. Yankton leads 27-24 in a tight one. That game also live on Yankton streaming on YouTube. So you can flip between our 2 games here tonight. Bucks here trailing 4-0 and looking to get their first points yet. It's been 2 fast break slams for the Rough Riders for their first 2 buckets. Beck Reichen nearly lost the basketball. They're able to retain possession. Has it at the Rough Riders logo. Gets stopped as he works against DeAndre Painter, the first sub in the game for either side. Abe O'Brien looking for something. Drives it and has it stripped away. Pokes the ball free and gets the steal right back as Abe O'Brien down low to Beck Reichen. Had the pass been there, Reichen maybe would have had a better look as he tries to up and under it, and Kudera unable to save the basketball. Yankton's team remains scoreless here with 4:50 to go in our first quarter of action. Total of 4 points for the Rough Riders. Justin Bilal with 2 and Memphis Bylander the other 2. Both 6'5" senior forwards with a slam in this one. Bryson Skogsberg gives it up, CJ Smouse. Right back to Skogsberg, finds a wide open lane, rolls it off the glass and in. The first 6 belonging to the Rough Riders. Reichen and Eidsness break through that press of Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Reichen finds some space to the elbow, moves it. Now Kudera. 15 to shoot yet for Yankton as Conway brings it down low and tries to get a foul. Doesn't get it, but it'll roll through and in. Austin Conway, the first score of the night for Yankton. Halfway through our first quarter, it's 6-2. Down low, the Rough Riders move it, and is that an offensive or a defensive foul? Did see that arm hook, but was he forced to do it because of Beck Reichen? No, it will be a foul on CJ Schmaus. That is our first foul overall here tonight, as it's been a clean game so far. And Schmaus just kind of hooked Beck Reichen there, and the official's not going to let it slide. Yankton a chance to cut it to a one-possession game as Tegan LaCroix, his pass was nearly taken the other way as Kudera gets the bucket, count the foul. Jackson Kudera drives it, scores it as we watch a replay on Yankton streaming on YouTube, presented by Yankton & Elson, second generation, family owned and supporting the local community, including Yankton Athletics since 1981. CJ Schmaus just picked up his second personal of the game, the only player with a foul so far tonight. Kudera at the line, a chance for a three-point play. Jackson Kudera is the leading scorer for the Bucks and has the most for his squad with 3 so far tonight. A 1-point game early in this one. Appreciate you tuning in tonight here on Yankton, streaming on YouTube. I'm Zach Spear alongside Tristan Nelson. Happy to be covering more basketball here. On the far side, the Rough Riders with it. Ball was nearly stripped free, and the pass is going to be taken away. Beck Reichen sprints it up the floor. His shot denied. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touched by Sioux Falls Roosevelt. So a steal for Beck Reichen as Yankton up to 3 takeaways on defense. Tegan LaCroix and Miles Drotzman have checked in for the Bucks in place of Abe O'Brien and Owen Eidsness. A chance to take their first lead of the night here. Beck Reichen lines up the 3, put too much on it. Conway got his hands on the rebound and a jump ball between he and Memphis Bylander. It'll send it the Rough Riders' way, but flip the possession arrow on the inbound. So the Rough Riders with it here, only 3 to play in our first set of action. The launch 3-point attempt, no good, into the hands of Beck Reichen, who sprints it down the floor. Sets up his offense, swings it far side. Kudera gets it right back. Now on the near side, it's Tegan LaCroix. His pass intercepted. Justin Bilal's going to send it the other way, and I believe a foul's going to be called, but Yankton was probably hoping they just let it play as it was a missed slam. And it won't be a foul on Yankton. A violation on Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Turns it right back over to the Bucks, and we have a little bit of a scoring drought here. The first 6 points of tonight's game belonged to Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Now 6-5 is Yankton on a 5-0 run, looking to take the lead here. All the way across the court, Miles Drotzman gives it up. Beck Reichen right back to Drotz. Excuse me, it was Tegan LaCroix who now has it at the free throw line. Reichen spins it. 7 to shoot here as Justin Bilal. What a rejection. Offensive rebound for Drotzman, and Tegan LaCroix takes it in for the short jumper. Yankton has taken their first lead of the night, 7-6, and Sioux Falls Roosevelt answers on the other side with a triple, and Bilal puts his team back on top too. A good one so far here tonight with under 2 minutes to play in their first quarter of action. Beck Reichen with it, setting up Yankton's offense. Again, coming off a game that saw him with a season-high 7 assists. Reichen takes the screen from Kudera, brings it far side, floats up ahead and swishes it in for 2. We're tied up at 9 apiece, under 90 seconds. Painter, the quick release on the triple. What a shot, had a defender up in his face, and it didn't matter. A difficult shot now up ahead. Miles Drotzman scores it. Jackson Kudera did a great job of finding Drotzman, who made the cut, found himself open. Skogsberg went in for the block and was just too late. 12-11, a minute to play. Another 3 for DeAndre Painter, another swish. Right now, DeAndre Painter, the junior, coming off the bench, making his impact felt. Up ahead, Tegan LaCroix, a good look off the back iron, kind iron. And Yankton pacing right along with Sioux Falls Roosevelt. They trail 2, a 1.5 second difference between shot clock and game clock. Painter is feeling good from downtown, and Yankton a sigh of relief as that one rattles out. 20 seconds to play in our first quarter. Yankton a chance to tie or take the lead heading into our next 8 minutes of play. Beck Reichen will dribble it out with 11 seconds now, wants to make his move. Gives it up, Kudera, downtown, off the front iron it goes, and Conway couldn't quite save it. Was out of bounds, and Sioux Falls Roosevelt, 3.9 seconds to shoot here. Eidsness and Abe O'Brien check in. And Yankton, you're probably thinking just force some pressure and do not foul here. They get it in. DeAndre Painter sprints it up the floor. A runner, and it's no good. And the Roosevelt crowd maybe wanted a foul. They're not going to get it. We wrap up our first quarter of action. It's 15-13, a good one so far tonight. The Bucks trailing Sioux Falls Roosevelt on Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
Slumberland Furniture at 2401 Broadway in Yankton, home of Kirkland Furniture Group's, bedroom groups by Laguna, and dining sets by Tower and Catadel. They're also the only place to offer furniture by Flex Steel and the biggest selection of Lazy Boy in the area. The Mattress Gallery is full of the best brand name mattresses in the business, including the all-new Tempur-Pedic Active Breeze personalized climate-controlled mattress. Slumberland Furniture, dining, bedroom sets, and mattresses in Yankton.
Doctors Lane, Reed, and Cole Swatsky make up the SWAT Chiropractic team. Check out their new location at 2000 Summit Street, Yankton, South Dakota. At SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab, they'll treat your neck and back pain, headaches and migraines, plantar fasciitis, sciatica, sports injuries, elbow, knee, rotator cuff, nerve injuries, and more. SWAT Chiropractic, specialized wellness and therapy. Let them get you ready for wherever life leads you. 15-13, the Bucks trail in a tight one against Sioux Falls Roosevelt. And Yankton will start with possession here in the second quarter. We did see them with a lead in that first quarter. And this is a good Sioux Falls Roosevelt team. They are 12-1, the number 2 ranked team in both the polls and the standings. Bucks again moving it left to right. Drotzman has it. His pass to Kudera off the hands of Jackson as it was tipped before. Up ahead, Bylander throws down his second dunk of the night and now is going to pick up a foul. Bylander with all the energy there after throwing it down yet again. Wanted another steal. Sioux Falls Roosevelt already 3 slams in tonight's action, and Yankton does not want to continue giving up good looks to the lane. Idnes gives it up. Abe O'Brien has some room in the paint, rises up, and it's good. Abe O'Brien just got to give some kudos. He has really come on as of late here in the season. Really has impressed and got a shout out from his coach both in last game's postgame and in tonight's pregame show interview. Bylander pass taken away. Idnes his second and then turned right back over as Bylander has it, goes up for the easy 2. Right now, Yankton turning the ball over a lot, and that is something they're going to have to clean up here. Tegan LaCroix has it beyond the perimeter, swings it, and it's tipped and out of bounds. Was trying to find Owen Idnes on a cut on the baseline as Joseph Vortherms has checked in for Sioux Falls Roosevelt. No change for Yankton and Coach Haynes' squad. Quick inbound, Kudera gets it right back, launches it up, put too much on it. The other way, the Rough Riders move it quickly with a 4-point lead. DeAndre Painter has it, works it against Owen Idnes. Idnes sheds through the screen. The pass tipped out of bounds. Tegan LaCroix nearly able to take it the other way. Rough Riders to inbound. It's Vortherms. And right now, props to Yankton for how well they played to start this one. Turnovers is the one thing they haven't quite done so well, but they have forced turnovers as well as a quick spinning jumper down low. No good. Offensive rebound for Sioux Falls Roosevelt as a Cole Thiab had a good look and now a foul. It's going to be the first of the night against Yankton. We'll see if they say on the floor or a shooting foul. And it will be on the floor. Miles Drotzman picks up his first personal. Again, into the second quarter, only the first foul overall on Yankton tonight. Conway checks in, Jackson Kudera to the bench. Rough Riders get it in. Justin Bilal wants the quick release 3, can't get it to go. Idnes pulls it in. Owen gives it up Drotzman. Now a bounce down low to Conway. Conway takes a step and a hop. Dishes it out. Abe O'Brien, good look from downtown and buries it. Abe O'Brien up to 5. A great find for Austin Conway down low. Back down to a 1-point deficit for the Bucks. 19-18, Sioux Falls Roosevelt leads, under 6 to play in our first half of action. With it down low, the pass was trying to get into Hoynes. Eidsness knocks it out of bounds. Beck Reichen will check in for Yankton here. What a great game so far tonight. Tegan LaCroix heads to the bench, and your score update on the Gazelles. They lead 43-27, 2 to play in the third quarter. Cole Thiab gives it up now. Painter, they swing it across the perimeter. Painter back with it, has it taken away. Austin Conway got his hands on it, his first steal of the night. Yankton takes over on offense with a 1-point deficit here. They give it Drotzman. Drotzman takes a couple dribbles, drives it down low, gets stopped out to Conway, he moves it. He'll get it right back, 15 to shoot here for Yankton as Conway again wants to bring it down low. His shot no good. Miles Drotzman the offensive board. Into the corner, Eidsness for the lead. Put too much on it. A great look for the Bucks there, would have had them up too. Instead, we move to the other side of the floor. DeAndre Painter runs into Abel. Bryan gets called with a charge, and Yankton's defense gets another stop. The thing is, 19-18, 4:46 to play here. In the first half, that is. Yankton trails by 1 with the basketball. Abel Bryan has played well, has it in the corner 3. Drives it, kicks it. Eidsness wide open, and Yankton up by 2. Owen Eidsness, his first bucket of the night, and a big one as now a foul on Yankton. Coach Haynes thinks it's an offensive foul, but either way, it's going to stay with Sioux Falls Roosevelt. The foul was on the floor as Owen Eidsness picks up his first personal. Yankton's second of the quarter. Inbounding here is CJ Schmaus. Gives it up. Hoynes wide open, and his team leads. It just seems like Sioux Falls Roosevelt is able to answer every time Yankton takes the lead. Yankton has led twice for maybe a total of 20 seconds in tonight's game. Eidsness with it again, takes some dribbles into the lane, swings it out, taken away Bilal. To the other side, Sioux Falls Roosevelt moves it, and wide open Skogsberg under the bucket. A timeout now called here by Coach Haynes, his second of the night, and our second Lindsay Echo Water Systems of Yankton water break. We'll take it. When we return, it's 24-21 Sioux Falls Roosevelt on Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
There's a whole new world out there. It's called the off-road, and it's waiting to be explored in a Polaris. So gear up to make every moment count with the Polaris off-road vehicle. The new Polaris models are now available at Stockman's Motorsports in Yankton. No matter the weather, get ready to tackle all the trails. With machines like these, your world just gets bigger. Stop in at Stockman's Motorsports today to learn more about the epic new Polaris off-road lineup.
Imagine working for a successful global business with customers in 140 countries. That's Vishay Intertechnology, a Fortune 1000 maker of electronic componentry. Now imagine a company of that size with that kind of stability and a caring family-like environment. Learn more about what you can do at Vishay by visiting VishayCareers.com. Vishay is an equal opportunity employer. Vishay, the DNA of tech.
And as we return to the floor, it is 24-21, Sioux Falls Roosevelt leading Yankton on your Fox Stop of Yankton scoreboard. The Fox Stop at the corner of West City Limits Road and 30th Street, Yankton. A full-service convenience store with hot food, Godfather's Pizza, personal pizzas, sandwiches, munchies, and beverages. Pay at the pump, gas and diesel fuel, firewood, and propane exchange. A quick score update on the Gazelles. They lead 46-30 with a minute to play in the third quarter of action. That's also live right now on Yankton, streaming on YouTube as Tegan LaCroix spins it to the lane, finds an open Beck Reichen for the tie. That was halfway down before it came out. Up ahead, the Rough Riders. Schmaus is in, playing with his 2 fouls. His team leads 3 and works it on offense. Down low, they give it up. Bryson Skogsberg spins it in, no good. Gets his own rebound, and now a foul, I believe, on Abe O'Brien on the shot attempt. And the first free throw is coming up here of the night for Sioux Falls Roosevelt. And it is on Abe O'Brien, his first personal, Yankton's 3rd of the quarter. No Yankton Bucks have more than 1 foul, so no foul trouble. Bryson Skogsberg leaves the first attempt short. He's currently at 4 points and looking for number 5. The next attempt to switch. Coming up, we've got our Vacher Yankton halftime show, as well as our halftime Beyond the Game with Kalen's Indoor Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning. As Tegan LaCroix is pickpocketed, and C.J. Schmaus is going to bring it the other way. LaCroix with a smart foul to not give up the open layup and force the Rough Riders to set up their offense. Miles Drotzman will check in for Yankton. Yankton now at 4 fouls in the quarter. Any more fouls would put Sioux Falls Roosevelt in the bonus, and Yankton's certainly going to look to avoid that. C.J. Schmaus works with it, drives to the lane. What a finish! C.J. Schmaus, with 2 defenders glued on him, still somehow gets that bucket to drop through. Beck Reichen on the other side. Now Miles Drotzman drives with it. He gets cut off, and his pass taken away. C.J. Schmaus. Beck Reichen picks up a foul. It's on the floor, but bonus free throws coming up for the Rough Riders. Sioux Falls Roosevelt will be in bonus for the remainder of the quarter here. And they have them inbound, and it should be free throws. And now they will put them to the line. As Schmaus, 2 attempts. Into the final quarter of action in Yankton, the Gazelles lead 47-30. The first free throw attempt. No good. Next does drop. And Sioux Falls Roosevelt up to their largest lead of the night. They lead 7. They led 6-0 to open the game, and since then it's been a back and forth. Yankton leading twice in this one. They look to close out the second quarter on a run with 2.5 minutes to play in our first half of action here. Conway at the elbow looking for something, gives it up to Grady Walder, who's checked in for Yankton. Kudera hesitates on the 3, spins to the lane. Now Conway is going to be called on a travel. Wonder if he raised that pivot foot on the spin. Sioux Falls Roosevelt takes over, and a 28-21 lead. They have a chance to extend what's already their largest lead of the night. Justin Bilal gives it up. Skogsberg, takes the screen, dishes it down low, and the up around layup off of the front iron from Thiab. But an offensive rebound for Sioux Falls Roosevelt. And now, thought it was going to be a backcourt violation, but they're going to say tipped by Yankton. Memphis Bylander had a good look. Skogsberg able to hop on the rebound, swings it out, back to Bylander. Bylander dishes it. Bilal wants the triple, no good. And now a foul going to call against Bryson Skogsberg. His first personal of the night, and Eidsness checks in place of Austin Conway, who currently has 2 points, an assist, and a steal. A full court pressure here from Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Up ahead, Kudera just had to rise up. Beck Reichen way downtown, and it swirls in for 3. Beck Reichen up to 5 points tonight. Kudera his second assist. If Yankton can keep it within 5 entering the half, they've got to be happy, as Coach Haynes wanted an offensive foul. The 3 doesn't go, and Drotzman brings it in. On the other side, Kudera swishes in the 3. We're back to a 1-point game. What a performance in the first half for Yankton. 50 seconds to play. They trail 28-27, and now they'll take the basketball away. A chance to take the lead on the fast break. Eidsness off the glass, scores it, and Yankton leads late into our second quarter. A 4-second difference between shot and game clock. Yankton leads 29-28. Eidsness put a hand on it, dives on it, and now a fight for the basketball. Up ahead, a turnover. Yankton takes it here. What a final few minutes for Yankton on the floor here in the first half. They lead 29-28. Shot clock will be turned off, and they have an opportunity for the final attempt on the floor before we enter our Vichy Yankton halftime show. Yankton is playing as good as they've played all season long. Jackson Kudera with it, working against Justin Bilal. Any given night, as they say. To the free throw line, Kudera. 5 seconds here now as Memphis Bylander gets the steal. He'll be forced to attempt a half quarter, and it doesn't go. Yankton has the lead into the half, 29-28. What a close to that second quarter for Coach Haynes and his squad. They found themselves down 7 and went on an 8-0 run to close out the second quarter and take the lead. At home, Yankton leads 50-31 with 5:05 to play in the total game as the Gazelles looking for back-to-back wins this season. We'll take a quick break. When we return, our Vichy Yankton halftime show, your halftime stats, and your halftime beyond the game, brought to you by Kalen's. This is Bucks basketball on Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
When you need top-notch appliances that last, trust the experts at Murph's Appliance. From washers and dryers to refrigerators, they have all the trusted brands to keep your home running smoothly. At Murph's, you'll find Maytag appliances built for durability and service you can count on. Whether it's a new oven or a repair, they're there for you every step of the way. Stop on down to Murph's Appliance, your local Maytag dealer in Vermilion. Maytag and Murph's, reliable just like you.
This is your invitation to thrive in Yankton, South Dakota. Nestled on the bluffs of the Missouri River, plenty of outdoor adventures are waiting. Whether you work remote or in a traditional office, we have a spot for you. Quality health care, diverse manufacturing, progressive school system, Mount Marty University, and so much more. Explore with family and friends. Let's thrive together.
I should have had those brakes checked at Graham Tire. It's all about safety. Tire mounting, balancing, wheel alignment, and shocks and struts and batteries, oil changes, and lube service. Graham Tire does these every day, and there's over an acre of tires. Graham Tire has them all, big and small. Tires for cars, trucks, campers, trailers, big rigs, and tracks. Honesty and integrity is a matter of pride since 1951. Graham Tire, Yankton.
Midwest Insurance Agency values family. Our agency has been family-run for over 60 years. We pride ourselves on excellent, knowledgeable customer service. This day and age, everyone is so eager to have an immediate response with a quote. But at Midwest Insurance, we take our time and evaluate your assets and make sure you are properly insured. We take those what-ifs very seriously. As we continue on our family business with hopes of our children, Brooke or Jet, taking over in the future, we will continue to be there for you always. Come be a part of our family. Midwest Insurance Agency, 3016 Piper Street, Yankton.
Welcome to JR's Oasis, your one-stop food and gas shop. Proud to serve Phillips 66 regular, premium, and diesel fuel. After fueling, go inside for slushies and shakes, ice cream cones, and now offering a full line of healthy, chilled items and snacks. JR's hot menu is great for breakfast, lunch, and supper, featuring the famous Hammer Breakfast Sandwich and fresh hand patty burgers. Try the new Cafe Tango frozen coffees for that extra boost of deliciousness. JR's Oasis, East Highway 50, Yankton.
If you want somebody to come into your home and fix everything right the first time, look professional, act professional, treat you with respect, you gotta call Kaylin's. When they come in, I feel that they want to be there. I feel that they want to help me.
You know, they put on the little booties over their shoes. They had canvas from the garage door all the way down to walk on. They left the furnace room in the basement probably cleaner than it was when they came in.
They just do customer service very well. I would recommend Kaylin's to anyone.
Now time for the Vishay Yankton Halftime Show. Vishay, define the world's future. Vishay electronic components bring to life the world's most important products. Products that touch lives everywhere, every day. Vishay, building the DNA of tech. Now, back to courtside for all the game trends, stats, and more.
And at the break, what a game here tonight. The Bucks lead 29-28 over the number 2 team in all of AA, the Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders. It was a great first half of action, back and forth. The Bucks ended that second quarter with an 8-0 run to take the lead. Your halftime stats here: Beck Reichen with 5 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, and 2 steals. Owen Isnes, 5 points, 1 rebound, 2 steals. Jackson Kudera, the leading scorer of Yankton, 6 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. Abe O'Brien with 5 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, and a steal. And Austin Conway, 2 points, 1 assist, and a steal. That rounds off for the Bucks starters. Off of the bench, Tegan LaCroix with 4 points, and Miles Drotzman, 2 points, 3 rebounds, and an assist. It's really been an overall group effort so far tonight for Yankton, as the Bucks, you know, if you went off of betting odds or on paper, they're supposed to lose this game by 25 points. To be in a position where you are leading by 1 at the half, the Bucks had a near flawless first half. The one thing I would like to see them do better is take better care of the basketball. No turnovers. You don't need to help Sioux Falls Roosevelt. They certainly don't need help scoring. Defense, yeah, you gave up 28 first half points, but it's against a team that averages nearly 70 points per game. They're pacing right now for 12.5 points less than their season average. Again, 29-28, your score at the half, Bucks leading. It's now time for your halftime Beyond the Game, brought to you by Kaylin's Indoor Comfort, Heating, and Air Conditioning. When you want comfort, you want Kaylin's. Also going on at the high school today was the high school one-act play state competition at Brandon Valley High School, as well as, well, lots of basketball. Trailhead Learning Center parent-teacher conferences, that is currently in its final moments, going on 4 to 8, Trailhead Learning Center. Tomorrow on Friday, surprisingly not too much for a Friday. There will be a debate, the Varsity Invitational, the Sweepstakes at Sioux Falls Roosevelt High School. Wrestling with the Girls Varsity Invitational. Beetle Bingo Night at the elementary gym at Beetle, 6:30 to 8. And the high school one-act play state competition continues into the weekend. The Sweepstakes Varsity Debate Invitational continues, as well as the one-act play state competition. Gymnastics with a varsity event at Watertown at 2, and wrestling, boys varsity invitational at home at Yankton at 9 a.m. And that is going to be a fun one. Lots of teams are going to be involved in that one. And to open up the week for the high school, basketball for middle school on Monday, as well as a wrestling middle school invitational. The High School Athletic Booster Club meeting at Yankton High School SAC, Library 129 from 7 to 8. And a week from today, Tuesday, only one event listed, and it's the Yankton School District School Board meeting. That is at Admin Board Room 131 from 5 to 7 o'clock. That is your halftime Beyond the Game. It's brought to you by Kaylin's Indoor Comfort, Heating, and Air Conditioning, as the Yankton Gazelles are going to pull away with a victory tonight as they lead with 30 seconds to play, 62-41. They pick up their 5th win of the season Now, the Gazelles, a team coming off a 1-19 record last year, already 5 wins. Talk about improvement, and they are going to look to make a splash come the Sodak 16 as they have played tremendously well over the last few games, and it looks like the Bucks have gotten things rolling here as well. We'll take our final break of the Vichet Yankton halftime show. When we return, the third quarter on the way. It's 29-28. I'm Zach Spear alongside Tristan Nelson operating our stream here tonight on Yankton, streaming on YouTube. This is Bucks basketball.
From simple sniffles to complex health conditions, the primary care providers at Yankton Medical Clinic will not only see you for your annual visits, screenings, and preventative care, but also provides care for the entire family, from pediatrics to adults. With 4 clinic locations and 15 outreach locations throughout South Dakota and Nebraska, compassionate, quality medical care is closer than you think. For more information on providers, services, and locations, visit our website, yanktonmedicalclinic.com.
If you're into hunting, fishing, towing, or just want to blaze the trail, All Seasons has ATVs, UTVs, dirt bikes, and scooters from quality brands like Honda, Yamaha, and CF Moto. Needing watercraft? All Seasons has a large selection of quality boats and wave runners, and we take pride in service after the sale. We have friendly certified technicians that will winterize, summarize, diagnose, and repair your power sports equipment. In business for over 20 years for good reasons. We're All Seasons, Power Sports and Marine in Yankton.
Do you like to read? I love to read. So does Raven Books, your unique bookstore in Yankton, where you'll find thousands of books from brand new to gently used oldies but goodies, all at unbeatable prices. Trade in your old favorites for credit and be able to explore something new. Whether you're a casual reader or a bookworm, Raven Books is your next chapter, located at 804 Bill Baggs Road. Raven Books, where every book finds a home.
Back on the floor as we close out our Vichet Yankton halftime show. Moments away is the second half of action as the Bucks lead it here 29-28. The Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders will start with the basketball to open our second half. But for Yankton, an overall just great performance so far, and everyone on the team is doing their part. There's not been a weak link. There's not been one star on the team that has just absolutely taken over. Just consistency from everyone, and the Gazelles did officially win as that game is wrapped up in Yankton. The final score 62-41. Again, the Rough Riders will start with the basketball here to open the second half. Skogsberg inbounds it to C.J. Schmaus, and we are officially into our third quarter of action of Bucks basketball here in Sioux Falls tonight. Bucks looking to keep that momentum they had in the late second quarter, rolling into the third here. With it is Hoynes. Kicks it out. Now driving Skogsberg. No one in his way. And an early lead now in the second half for the Rough Riders. Skogsberg has been good tonight. He's got 7 points total. Yankton's offense for the first time here of the second half looking for an answer. Bucks at the half pacing a 58-point game. That's 10 more than their average. Cross-court pass, Kudera pump fakes it, crosses over, drives at baseline, tries to have some room, and he's going to leave that one short as he fell to the ground. Now a 4-on-2 here as pass was tipped into the hands of Jackson Kudera. What looked like it was going to be a for sure score for the Rough Riders ends up in a steal for the Bucks. Beck Reichen has it, gives it up. Eidsness, corner three off the front iron. That one goes, and the Rough Riders take it over. So no score here in the third quarter as that pass just too high, bounces off the backboard to the hands of Abe O'Brien. It'll count more as a steal as the ball was saved here, and now Sioux Falls Roosevelt on the fast break, scoring it there, Carson Hoynes. So the Bucks had a similar start to the first quarter. They didn't score for the first 3.5 minutes, and now have not scored in the first minute 45 seconds here in the third. Abe O'Brien lines up the triple off the back iron. It goes. They remain scoreless in the third quarter. 29-32 they trail. Corner three on the opposite side. Skogsberg can't get that one to drop. And ball was last touched by Yankton. A lot of contact here in the third quarter. No fouls called, though. They are letting them play here on the floor. And I got to say, I am a fan of that. 2 minutes into the third, it's 32-29. Sioux Falls Roosevelt in the lead and with the basketball. Schmaus trying to drive with it, hitting the deck. There was Jackson Kudera. The Yankton crowd looking for an offensive foul. They won't get it, and now the Bucks will foul. Abe O'Brien picks up his second personal, first team of the quarter, and, no real foul trouble for Yankton so far. As that inlet pass taken away, Beck Reichen ends up with it in his hands. His third steal of the night. Conway with it, gives it up back to Reichen. Yankton still looking for that first score of the third quarter. Abe O'Brien swings it up top. Eidsness now around, they move it. Looking for a shot here. Whistle will blow and a foul on Sioux Falls Roosevelt, and I believe C.J. Schmaus picked up his third personal, and that's something to keep an eye on here tonight. It is against Schmaus. Checking in now for Sioux Falls Roosevelt. DeAndre Painter knocked down a couple of triples in that first half. Yankton does not want to see him in this one. Conway with it. His shot denied out of bounds by Hoynes. Hoynes, a 2-inch height advantage over the junior in Conway. Still 30 seconds to shoot for Yankton on this possession. A bit of a dangerous pass there, but Conway is able to bring it in. Yankton still has not scored in the third quarter, nearly 3 minutes in as Conway takes an extra step or two and travels it. This is going to be the question. Can Yankton ride the waves as they have not scored in the third quarter? They cannot let it bother them. They're still in a one-possession game, again against the number 2 team in AA. With it, Bylander swings it down low. Bilal, Yankton, nice recovery defense. Conway pulls in his first board of the night. Yankton really wanting to get things going on offense here. A screen from Conway. Beck Reichen drives with it and now loops it back around and out beyond the perimeter. Abe O'Brien with it, picked up his dribble. Just has to give it up. 14 to shoot here for Yankton as Beck Reichen brings it to the lane. He got stopped. His pass there to O'Brien. Sioux Falls Roosevelt nearly getting it. And now DeAndre Painter will pick up a foul, and that will help Yankton out as it should put extra time on the shot clock. They were down to only 6. Painter his second personal as now Drotzman checks in for Austin Conway. If you enjoy Yankton Athletics, consider giving a subscribe for Yankton streaming on YouTube so you're notified every time we go live as we cover Yankton Bucks football, Bucks and Gazelles basketball, and then baseball and softball into the spring. Bucks do get that fresh shot clock here and can set up their offense. On the far side, Kudera with it. Drives it against Painter. Down low. Goes up and above and again leaves it short. That's a shot that Coach Haynes likes Kudera taking as now whistle's blowing and not sure. Do we have an off-ball foul here? Not sure what the official call was here. As maybe just having to fix the clock. So we'll get an inbound for Sioux Falls Roosevelt, and really an and one there for Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Sorry about that pause in the action as Yankton wanted a charge, but Bilal's headed to the line for a three-point play. Coach Haynes is in the official's ear right now, letting him know he doesn't appreciate that call. Bilal puts it in, and Sioux Falls Roosevelt finds themselves up 5 in this one. And is it a time? A lot of confusion here on the floor. And now they finally will make the announcement, the foul against Kudera as well. Should have known he was the one trying to take the charge. Inbounding it here, Jackson Kudera gives it up to Owen Eidsness. Eidsness sprints it down the floor as they break the full court pressure. Abe O'Brien got his defender in the air, couldn't sink the bucket, but he's headed to the free throw line. Abe O'Brien a chance to get the first score. Yankton has not scored, and we are 4 minutes and 11 seconds into the third quarter. Abe O'Brien gets the first of two. He ties now Jackson Kudera for the leading scorer for the Bucks tonight. Abe O'Brien, no good on the second attempt as it bounces off the front iron. But Yankton has now scored in the second half. DeAndre Painter moves the basketball into the lane, gives it up, and a short bucket scored there by Akol Thiab. Feels like a moment where Yankton needs a little bit of a run themselves. Rough Riders with the momentum, but Yankton, we've seen earlier in the game, they can certainly get into it. Jackson Kudera drives it to the rack, off the glass and in. He gets the foul as well. Jackson Kudera scores it as we watch the replay on Yankton, streaming on YouTube, brought to you by Yankton Winnelson. Justin Bilal picks up his first personal, and Kudera swishes in the free throw. Bucks are back within 4, 3:15 to play in our third quarter. DeAndre Painter, his pass, it was tipped, and a little bit of luck there to get in, and scoring it, Carson Hoynes. Kudera got a hand on it, but luckily for Sioux Falls Roosevelt, it just kind of bounced into their hands. Eidsness thought about the three, decided against it. Now Kudera with it. Into the three-point line. Drotzman moved it before giving it up. Jackson Kudera again driving. His shot swatted there by Memphis Bylander. Out of bounds it goes, and Yankton keeps possession here. Inbound gets in. Abe O'Brien gives it. Owen Eidsness downtown, left it way short. Tegan LaCroix got a hand on it, but couldn't get it. Is now the student section going to let Eidsness hear about it? As well, they have all night on every miss for Yankton. Eidsness grabs the rebound, brings it down the floor, gives it up. Abe O'Brien has some spacing, but ball was stripped away. Akol Thiab got a hand on it, and DeAndre Painter ended up with it. It's a 6-point game. With it, DeAndre Painter lines up another three. No good, and Drotzman grabs a tough rebound. He's got 4 rebounds off the bench. It's been a nice game for Miles Drotzman. He's been in and out of the starting lineup throughout the season as Abe O'Brien on offense works it, drives it, and fouled on the attempt. We'll see who they call it on. It's on DeAndre Painter. DeAndre Painter has now picked up his third foul along with his teammate C.J. Schmaus. It's something to keep an eye on here tonight. Abe O'Brien can pull this one within 4, but he misses the first free throw attempt. Abe O'Brien right now 1 for 3 at the charity stripe. O'Brien, the second attempt of 2, finds its way to the bottom of the net. 39-34, Schmaus brings it down the floor for the Rough Riders. 102 seconds away from our final 8 minutes as Skogsberg stops, takes the pull-up jumper, no good. Up ahead, Eidsness, his pass taken right back away by Skogsberg, wants the layup here, fouled on the shot attempt. By the way, Yankton in the bonus here So any fouls would result in free throws for them. Abe O'Brien has now picked up his third personal, and he'll be the lone Buck right now in foul trouble. To the free throw line, Bryson Skogsberg. 7 points for him tonight, now 8. Beck Reichen checks in. Eidson is to the bench. Rest of the floor made up of Tegan LaCroix, Miles Drotzman, Abe O'Brien, and Jackson Kudera. Skogsberg goes 2 for 2 at the line. His team back up 7. We've not seen a lead larger than 7 all night, and Yankton would like to keep it that way. Drotzman with it, drives it into the lane. No good on his shot, but Jackson Kudera finishes it up and cleans the glass. 11 points. Kudera has crossed into double-digit scoring yet again this season. When it mattered most against Pierre is when he was able to get going, and we'll see if he can tonight as an offensive foul on Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Yankton a chance to dig into that lead of the Rough Riders as we near the end of the third quarter. Tegan LaCroix brings the ball down the floor as Abe O'Brien bounces it into Jackson Kudera, out to Beck Reichen, drives at baseline. He gets stuffed, and now Drotzman got his man in the air, drives with it, no good on the attempt. Abe O'Brien, a tough offensive rebound. He's headed to the line again. Abe O'Brien got the rebound, and he'll have his 5th and 6th free throw attempts here of the night. Now Yankton got the shot up in time where can kind of try to pull off a 2-for-1 with that shot clock. It's a 7-second difference between shot and game clock as Abe O'Brien misses the first of 2. Now 2 for 5 at the line. These are points that Yankton feels like they need right now. Yankton, a team that shoots at the free throw line, only 63%, as Abe O'Brien does get the second one in. It's down to a 4-point lead. Skogsberg wants it to be 7, swishes it in from way downtown. Felt like a backbreaker there. The Bucks slowly chipped at that lead and got it down to 4, and it's right back to 7. O'Brien, the answer. Tegan LaCroix, back iron it goes. Justin Bilal pulls in the rebound. And now the Rough Riders a chance to get their largest lead of the night as we near our final 8 minutes of action. Bilal works with it, kicks it out, and an offensive foul! That will negate a Memphis Bylander triple. That would have been a double-digit lead for the Rough Riders. Justin Bilal picks up his second personal. 4.6 seconds now for Yankton to shoot. Full court pressure from Sioux Falls Roosevelt as Yankton looking to close the third quarter with a bucket here. Jackson Kudera gets it, sprints it down the floor, shoots it way before he maybe needs to, and was maybe an inch or two off of sinking a half quarter. We've got 8 minutes to go here on the floor. 44-37 Sioux Falls Roosevelt leads here on Yankton, streaming on YouTube. This is Yankton Bucks basketball.
Weather around here gets pretty crazy. Are you sure the weather hasn't caused damage to your roof? Let Justice at H&H Roofing in Yankton take any roof damage worries away. He'll come and inspect your roof. Even if you've had an inspection, get a second opinion or re-inspection for your peace of mind. H&H Roofing has built their reputation on working to satisfy homeowners for years. Family owned and operated. H&H Roofing is bonded and insured. Contact Justice today.
Dive into the delicious all-you-can-eat Asian buffet, featuring mouth-watering Asian cuisine like broccoli beef, General Chicken, sesame chicken, so much more. Or choose from a fresh selection of meats, noodles, rice, vegetables, Asian-inspired sauces, and watch them sizzle on the Mongolian grill. Plus tantalizing desserts, including ice cream. Get your fill at King Buffet and Mongolian Grill, North Broadway, Yankton.
8 minutes to go in this one. 44-37. Sioux Falls Roosevelt leads, but Yankton is certainly not out of this game. The Bucks will start with possession here as they move it right to left. Cooter gets the inbound into Beck Reichen, and our fourth quarter officially underway. Reichen will give it up to Kudera. Yankton looking for a better start in the fourth quarter than we saw from them in that third quarter. Abe O'Brien is spinning a few times. He'll be called for a travel, and I do think that's the right call. Was trying to work it in down low. And we'll turn it over. Sioux Falls Roosevelt the basketball. Schmaus with it. We'll give it up. Thiab. Beyond the perimeter, Bryson Skogsberg wants the three. He's got another. Up to 15 points tonight for Bryson Skogsberg, who leads all scorers in tonight's game. Yankton will need a run here as they trail 47-37. Head fake there from Kudera. The answer here for Abe O'Brien on the money. Whistle will blow, and a timeout called here by Coach Haynes of the Bucks. And we'll take that timeout and be back in 30 seconds.
Do you realize what your Yankton Hy-Vee has to offer? Aisles online, delivery, catering, fresh floral and bakery departments, pharmacy with drive-up, and online prescription refills, Hy-Vee Health Market, dietitian service, fresh seafood department, U.S. Postal Substation, take and bake for breakfast, and family meal deals. Yes, all that and more is at your Yankton Hy-Vee, located on the corner of 21st Street and Broadway Avenue in Yankton.
7:04 to play in this one. 47-40, Sioux Falls Roosevelt leads here. I'm Zach Spear alongside Tristan Nelson. Appreciate you tuning in tonight on Yankton streaming on YouTube. Again, if you enjoy Yankton Athletics, think about subscribing to Yankton streaming on YouTube so you're notified every time we go live with Yankton Athletics. Skogsberg will give it up to CJ Schmaus. Drives it down low, kicks it out. Up top, lots of ball movement. Skogsberg, another triple, no good. Schmaus is going to pull it in for a rebound, and Drotzman, a foul. CJ Schmaus at 5'9", the shortest player on the floor, pulled in the rebound. That was just a straight hustle play for Schmaus. Inbound way across into the backcourt to Schmaus. And Roosevelt looks to just set up their offense. With it into the corner, three. Bounces off the rim into the hands of Bylander. The attempt was Justin Bilal. And now a fight for the basketball and a jump ball. Inbounding it here, Schmaus, as the possession arrow did favor Sioux Falls Roosevelt. The inbounded attempt for a dunk was no good. Thiab, and now a near dunk. Memphis Bylander, he'll have to settle for a layup. This gym might have erupted had that dunk fallen on the inbound. LaCroix wanted to give it up to Drotzman, and it was knocked out of bounds there by a Cole Thiab. Owen Eidsness is in for Yankton in place of Teagan LaCroix. Reichen to inbound it here. Yankton's got plenty of time to try and go on a run here in the fourth. Miles Drotzman tries to get some spacing, working against Skogsberg. Too much on that jumper. And now a carry called on Bryson Skogsberg as Yankton will get the basketball right back. Yankton has held Sioux Falls Roosevelt in check on the offensive side. They still remain under 50 points with under 6 minutes to play. Yankton on offense with it. Eidsness, his pass to Abe O'Brien nearly went back court. Now into the corner. Beck Reichen drives it baseline, spins it. He got stopped, looking for someone to help. Eidsness wide open, look from three! Owen Eidsness, his second triple of the night. Yankton keeping it close. 49-43. It's a 6-point difference with the Rough Riders in the lead. Justin Bilal has it. Gives it up. C.J. Schmaus, cross-court pass to Bylander. A nice crossover to get down low baseline. Can't finish the job. Got his own rebound, and this time gets it to drop. Yankton trailing 8. They need to chip away at this lead as Memphis. Bylander gets a hand on it, brings it the other direction, and lays it in for 2 with the foul on Drotzman. Miles Drotzman, his 3rd foul. 4:48 to play in this one. Sioux Falls Roosevelt now finds themselves up 53-43. Yankton trails, driving with it. Beck Reichen, a wild layup attempt as he was back turned in the air on that attempt. Maybe was hoping for a foul as Skogsberg drives it in. Count the bucket and the foul. I believe it's on Miles Drotzman again. He's now up to 4 fouls. And Yankton now trailing 13 out of nowhere. It was a 6-point game about a minute ago. And a technical now against Bryson Skogsberg. That can be just what Yankton needs to build some momentum. Skogsberg will take his and 1 free throw. And then we head to the other side for free throws for Yankton and possession. Skogsberg does complete the 3-point play. He's up to 18 on the floor tonight. $14 points is the largest lead of the night. Sioux Falls Roosevelt currently on top, 4.5 to play in this one. Jackson Kudera will shoot the free throws for Yankton. First of 2 is in. And on the back end of 2. No good. Right now, Yankton shooting 6 for 10 at the charity stripe. Again, they shoot 63% on the season, so about on par with what we've seen, but those are valuable points left off the board. Kudera with it, some nice moves into the lane as foul is going to be called. It'll be on the floor. And it goes against C.J. Schmaus, who now has his 4th personal of the game. Yankton to inbound here. 2 fouls on Roosevelt in the quarter. 3 on Yankton. Beck Reichen inbounding it and looking for anything. Finds Kudera cutting in the lane. Finally, a tough bucket for 2. Jackson Kudera is just a heck of a player here for this Bucks squad. Up to 14 points on the night for him. He leads Yankton, trails only Bryson Skogsberg in the game for scoring. An 11-point difference here with it, Sioux Falls Roosevelt, halfway through our 4th quarter of action. Rough Riders with it on offense. Schmaus tries to drive with it, loses the basketball, and it's off on Yankton. If Yankton wants to be in this final minute, they need a run here. Their last possession, they came away with 3 points, 1 technical free throw made, and a bucket for 2. DeAndre Painter, no good, can't get that one to fall, and Yankton pulls it in. Drotzman, his team high, 5 rebounds. Kudera wants to drive again, spinning jumper in the lane. Jackson Kudera on fire, brings his team within 9. A timeout called here On the floor, it's another Lindsay Echo Water Systems of Yankton water break. Coach Haynes, the 62nd timeout. When we return, 57-48, Sioux Falls Roosevelt leads.
Larson Carpet has all your flooring needs. Step into their showroom to see a wide selection of all types of flooring. They have soft and luxurious carpet that's sure to bring comfort to your home. Stylized tile to make any room pop. Different color options of hardwood to make matching easy. And convenient vinyl plank for when spills happen. Of course, with the best customer service in the area. Their knowledgeable staff will make sure to answer any questions you might have. Larson Carpet, 212 Walnut.
Looking to buy a home or maybe sell? Trust the name that puts you first. America's Best Realty. From your first showing to the final signature, their expert agents guide you every step of the way. Fast closings, top market value, and real service you can count on. Your dream home, they will find it. Selling fast, they will make it happen. Call America's Best Realty at 605-260-1600. America's Best Realty, because you deserve the best.
As we return to the floor just in time for the start of the action. 3:30 to go in this one. The Rough Riders lead it 57-48 and a foul on the shot attempt. Memphis Bylander heading to the free throw line. If this is on Drotzman, he's fouled out. And it goes against Abe O'Brien, who's now up to 4 fouls. That is the 4th personal, as the first free throw, no good. And the second one swirls in and out. No harm, no foul. Yankton down 9, a chance to cut into that lead of Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Kudera with it, swings it out. Beck Reichen got his defender in the air, drives it high off the glass, had a great look but couldn't finish the job. Got his own rebound and looking for a score here. His shot denied, fight for the rebound. Painter pulls it in. Memphis Bylander pump fake on the 3. We cross the 3-minute mark here tonight. Schmaus working against Jackson Kudera. Gets the switch to O'Brien and gives it up to Cole Thiab. Justin Malal from downtown. It was halfway in and bounced out. Yankton thrilled that that one didn't drop. That could have been the dagger here tonight. Yankton needs some points. 57-48. Kudera has it. Finds a cutter and Ness. Nearly lost it. Dishes it out. Abe O'Brien rises up. He's fouled on the shot. Abe O'Brien has done a fantastic job of finding the free throw line in tonight's game. Justin Bilal, his 3rd foul of the night. His team with the same amount here in the 4th quarter. Abe O'Brien looking to sink both free throws. Each trip he's went 1 for 2. Misses the first one. Abe O'Brien with 11 points so far tonight. Looking to add one more here. Off the front iron, but Miles Drotzman, the offensive rebound. He has earned his minutes tonight off the glass. Corner, 3, Eidsness lines it up, put too much on it. Abe O'Brien gets the rebound. Ball's knocked out of bounds, but last touch, they're going to say by Abe O'Brien. The Yankton crowd not happy with the call, but it will be Rough Riders basketball. Sprinting up ahead, DeAndre Painter. 2 minutes now to play. It's 57-48. Yankton needs a flawless 2 minutes here. Painter works with it, gives it up Schmaus. Schmaus picked up his dribble across court. Bilal now wants to drive it baseline, rises up, has the height advantage, and drops it for 2. Yankton moves quickly on the offensive side here. O'Brien with it, drives into the lane, spins a couple times, tries feeding it out to Miles Drotzman. It's taken away, and Bylander, another slam. It is now a 13-point difference. Eidsness just drives it up ahead and floats it up and in for two. Yankton looking to be aggressive on defense here as that one floated up ahead. Justin Bilal stops with it. Swings it up top, Schmaus. 63 seconds to play here, and now Eidsness will pick up a foul. Bonus free throws coming up here for Sioux Falls Roosevelt. 61-50. The Rough Riders lead in Yankton, needing a miracle late tonight. Schmaus, first free throw, no good. Didn't put enough on that one. So Yankton hoping he goes 0 for 2 on this trip. Next one swishes in. Now a 12-point lead for Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Yankton has to move quickly down the floor. Eidsness just rises up. What a job attacking the rim. It's a 10-point game. Yankton will try to force a violation here, and breaking that full court press is Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Memphis Bylander has it, gives it up top to DeAndre Painter, and Yankton has not fouled yet, as that might signal the end of the game as Painter up ahead floats it in. Kudera with it at the free throw line, drives with it, loses the ball. Last touch by Sioux Falls Roosevelt, but with 21.5 seconds to play, 64-52 Sioux Falls Roosevelt leads. This one might be out of reach. Beck Reichen inbounds it to Abe O'Brien. No shot clock remainder of the game as Abe O'Brien is going to step out of bounds and turn it over. Yankton's defense will head back. No, the Eidsness and Reichen are on the backcourt side, but will not pursue as this one will be dribbled out. Sioux Falls Roosevelt will come away with a victory, but hats off to the Yankton Bucks who fought hard in tonight's game, taking on the number 2 team in AA in the Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders, and they come away with a 12-point loss. They will now drop to 2-11 on the season, with the Rough Riders advancing to a very good 13-1 on the year. As we'll enter our First Dakota National Bank postgame show, you'll want to keep it tuned here for that. We'll have game stats as well as your hot hands of the game, brought to you by Kaiser Heating and Cooling of Yankton. And then later into the night, our chat with head coach Chris Haynes of the Bucks. And you feel like even with the loss, he's got to be somewhat happy with how his team performed tonight. Again, your final score, 64-52 here tonight in Sioux Falls as the Roosevelt Rough Riders defeat the Yankton Bucks. We'll take a break. When we return, those stats in your hot hands of the game here on Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
Looking for a photo that actually looks like you, but better? At Meridian Photo, we specialize in capturing personality, not just poses. Whether it's headshots, high school seniors, family sessions, or team and individual sports photos, we'll make you look like a legend. We've just landed in the Meridian District of Yankton. Book your session today at meridian-photo.com or give us a call at 605-655-4598. Meridian Photo. Be you. You deserve it.
Kaiser Heating and Cooling is your hometown team specializing in all things heating and cooling, as well as heat and glow gas, wood, and electric fireplaces, humidifiers and dehumidifiers, and all styles of ductless mini-split systems. Whether you are building or remodeling, our team of innovative experts will get you the correct equipment and indoor air quality accessories you need for your home or business. Remember, Kaiser Heating and Cooling is your hometown team for all things heating and cooling for the past 77 years. Go Bucks and Gazelles.
Your local KFC Taco Bell at 2504 Fox Run Parkway in Yankton offers 2 menus combined into one. Something for everyone at KFC Taco Bell. When your family's hungry and can't decide between crispy chicken and mashed potatoes or tacos, burritos, and protein bowls, well, you don't have to choose. Get the best of both worlds in one stop. Cool down with the legendary Baja Blast Freeze or heat things up with a variety of hot sauces. KFC Taco Bell Yankton. Why pick one when you can have both?
What does FloorTech do? When disaster strikes, water damage, mold growth, or fire cleanup, call the team you can trust. FloorTech Cleaning and Restoration. They respond fast to protect your home or business and restore it the right way with honesty, integrity, and top-notch service. Their crews proudly serve southeast South Dakota and northeast Nebraska, including Yankton, Mitchell, Norfolk, and Sioux Falls. For 24/7 emergency service, call 800-507-1822. If your home or floor is wet, call FloorTech or visit them at floortechrestoration.com.
Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts on the corner of 15th and Broadway in Yankton. Your full-service flower and gift store. Beautiful fresh flower arrangements to artificial arrangements. Gifts, sympathy, foodie items to snarky gifts. Stop by and let the gals at Pied Piper give you the personal service you deserve. Brighten your day and head to Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts, where you'll find something new every time you go. Pied Piper Flowers and Gifts Yankton, they deliver.
Hi, it's Linda at Linda's Angel Crossing in Yankton. I carry Tribal, Lulu Bee, Ethel, Southern Lady, and Old Ranch. I have other brands too. The nursery has everything you need for babies. Copper pearl bibs, magnetic sleepers, swaddlers, bag sleepers, and baptism. Toddler clothing, boys and girls Under Armour to size 7, toys, little golden books, and other unique kids' toys. Linda's Angel Crossing, 1101 Broadway in Yankton.
Yankton Rexall in the Meridian District, Yankton, for all your gifts and decor needs. It's the only place in town to find both Hallmark ornaments and cards for any occasion. They also have Willow Tree and Precious Moments collectibles, the perfect anniversary and wedding gifts, nativity scenes, Watkins products, and single Abdallah chocolates. The Yankton Rexall Pharmacy for all your prescription needs. Yankton Rexall at the corner of 3rd and Douglas, downtown Yankton.
Hi, I'm Franny Kiefer with the Yankton School District Alumni Association. We strive to create a community of alumni and friends who support extracurricular and educational opportunities in the Yankton School District through scholarships, grants, innovative education opportunities, and staff appreciation. With us, you will keep connected to a community of Yankton School District alumni and friends all over. You can help continue to pay it forward and help future graduates. Register today at the Yankton School District Alumni Association website.
As we return for the First Dakota National Bank postgame show, also our corporate sponsor, First Dakota has proudly supported the dreams and banking needs of their customers for over 150 years. They offer personal, business, and ag banking solutions for every stage of your journey with 2 locations, downtown and North Broadway, Yankton. Again, the Bucks falling in this one 64-52 to Sioux Falls Roosevelt, the Rough Riders, who are now 13-1. And more likely than not, will stay number 2 in the standings, as well as polls entering next week. Your final stats for the game: Beck Reichen with 5 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 steals. Owen Eidsness had 12 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 steals in this one. Jackson Kudera led the Bucks in scoring, 16 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal. Abe O'Brien had a very nice game, 11 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 steals. Austin Conway had 2 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, and a steal. And then off the bench contributing for the Bucks was Tegan LaCroix with 4 points. Miles Drotzman, 2 points, 6 rebounds, and an assist. And then we also saw Grady Walder on the floor. But 6 rebounds from Miles Drotzman off of the bench led his entire team. And, you know, you really could just say for any of the Bucks on the floor tonight, really just what a performance here tonight. Excited to chat with Coach Haynes and see his thoughts on how his team played tonight. But now it's time for your hot hands of the game. That's brought to you by Kaiser Heating and Cooling. Yankton's original and most trusted heating and cooling professionals for over 76 years. Kaiser Heating and Cooling, 808 West 23rd Street of Yankton. For tonight, well, we're going to give it to Abe O'Brien. Abe O'Brien really felt like played extremely well. 11 points, 5 rebounds, an assist, and a couple of steals. Might not have been the leading scorer, but did knock down a couple of triples and did just an excellent job of working it on offense and keeping possessions alive with a couple of offensive rebounds for him and just making the right play frequently, it felt like. So Abe O'Brien, our hot hands of the game. Again, that is brought to you by Kaiser Heating and Cooling of Yankton. Some other score updates around the state. Again, not too much basketball going on here tonight on a Thursday night, which a little surprised to see. In girls AA, again, the Yankton Gazelles came away with win number 5 on the season as they defeated Sioux Falls Roosevelt in Yankton 62-41. The start of the fourth quarter, Brookings on top of Sioux Falls Lincoln 52-13. That is in Sioux Falls Lincoln. And in the final girls game tonight at the half, number 3 ranked Sioux Falls Washington leads Watertown 33-13. And then this was the only boys AA game here tonight. So that's your update there, 64-52. We'll take another break here, and when we return, hopefully we'll see Coach Haynes of the Bucks. It's all here on Yankton, streaming on YouTube.
Interior technicians.
Jerry, I need your help. I'm in a real pickle.
How can we help? We clean carpets, furnace and duct cleaning, mold remediation, fire restoration, water damage restoration, office cleaning, and much more.
No, Jerry, I'm in a real pickle. I'm stuck and I can't get out. Hang on, I'll send you a pic so you can see what I mean.
Oh my gosh. When you need it clean, call the Intech team, fixing pickles since 1984.
At Anytime Fitness Yankton, your fitness journey starts with one step. And Anytime Fitness will be with you every step of the way. Open 24 hours a day with top-of-the-line equipment and guidance you need to reach your goals. Plus, your membership gives you access to every Anytime Fitness gym anywhere. No matter your goals, no matter the time, you belong at Anytime Fitness Yankton. Located at 2509 Fox Run Parkway. Start today at Anytime Fitness, where your fitness journey never stops.
Lucky for us, life is full of choices, big and small, just as it should be. They define us, make us who we are. And when it comes time for you to choose a car, home, your next big adventure, or start a new business, Farmers Union Insurance has the variety of choices to make sure you have the perfect coverage to protect each perfect moment. Farmers Union Insurance.
Welcome to Wall of Fame, where style meets customization, specializing in crafting custom clothing and print shirts. We ensure every stitch and every print is of the highest quality, so you get the best clothes every time. We're here for all your promotion needs, and the best part, our process is seamless. Simply share your designs with us and we'll handle the rest. Get custom clothes for the best price. Wall of Fame.
Triple Time Rudy's on the corner of 16th and Broadway, Yankton. Stop in and check out their wide variety of items. Grab some snacks, whether you want chips, popcorn, or something sweet, they have it. Ice cold beverages, or when you need that boost in the morning, coffee. You can also grab the best locally produced meats, meat sticks, and cheeses in the area, guaranteed fresh. For those hot days, grab a Freezy too. Get all your car needs and 5 cents off a gallon when using cash. All at Triple Time Rudy's, Yankton.
The Bonesetter Chiropractic, Yankton. I'm Dr. TJ Stotes. When you need chiropractic, we're here. We use a hands-on approach, decompression traction, electrical stimulation, acupuncture, and state-of-the-art examination techniques. We're happy to offer exercise and supplement advice as well. The Bonesetter Chiropractic, 215 Mulberry, Suite 9, Yankton. Call or text 605-401-5701. Bringing you comfort when there's discomfort.
Starting the first bank in South Dakota was the easy part, earning the confidence of local farmers. Helping families account for their dreams and securing the future for countless businesses took us a little longer. We owe it to the hard workers, big dreamers, and forward thinkers out there. Thank you for making South Dakota a great place to call home.
Authentic Mexican food goods with the family touch is here in Yankton at Angela's Mexican Store. From fresh produce and meats to the spices and the snacks you miss from home. Traveling or just moved? No problem. They accept money from many different countries. Check out the different kinds of money on the wall. Family owned, family loved. They treat you like family. Angela's Mexican Store, where culture meets community. Stop in today.
And back on the floor to continue the First Dakota National Bank post-game show as some of the Yankton Bucks players are currently on the floor. Again, your final score here tonight, 64-52, with the Bucks falling to the Sioux Falls Roosevelt Rough Riders. And just kudos to Yankton tonight as a hard-fought battle against a very good team. They've now got over a week off until their next action. They don't play until next Friday night. As we'll take a look at the remaining schedule here for both the Bucks and Gazelles. And now the remaining, every game from here on out now is going to be a doubleheader. So on the 13th, that is next Friday, Bucks and Gazelles hosting Rapid City Stevens. Gazelles on the floor first. They start at 6 o'clock. Then into that weekend, Valentine's Day on Saturday, they host Rapid City Central. Into the next week on Tuesday, the 17th, both teams at Sioux Falls Christian. And Sioux Falls Christian in both boys and girls basketball, one of the top teams in Class A. We'll see how that stacks up against the AA team of Yankton. T-Area, the Titans, are up next on the 20th. And then both the Bucks and Gazelles wrap up their season with road trips. On February 24th, that is a Tuesday, they travel to take on the Brookings Bobcats. And then they close out their season with a West River trip. They close out their regular season, I should say, with a West River trip. As that Friday, they'll take on Spearfish. And then Saturday, they'll take on the Douglas Patriots. And that will wrap up the regular season of play for both the Bucks and the Gazelles. Right now, it feels like the Gazelles probably have already locked in a Sodak 16 spot. Just having 5 wins on the season and looking to add a couple more. But it feels like they're probably a guarantee to make that Sodak 16 matchup. For the Bucks right now, they came into this game tied the 17th seed in AA. As I mentioned, even a loss with the seed points formula, they get 39 points for the loss here tonight. And on the season, they have 36.917. So they're actually going to gain positioning over Brookings with the loss here tonight. And again, it's kind of South Dakota's way of the tougher schedule you are, the more you are going to be given a little bit of grace. It's not a huge swing, but it is enough to be, this 10-10 team who's played nothing but, the top teams in the state compared to the 12-8 team who's played, a good mix of the lower teams in the state and the top teams of the state. So for the Bucks, again, after tonight, they should jump up and claim ownership of the 17th seed in AA. But, of course, looking to get into that top 16 and just a chance in the Sodak 16 game, a chance for the state tournament. And then over to the Gazelles. They came into the night at the 13th seed, 0.75 seed points behind Rapid City Central. And they'll come away with a win over Sioux Falls Roosevelt tonight, as they were 2-11 coming into it. For the Gazelles, they are going to get 41 seed points for that, and their team and that will benefit them as they are at 38.75 on their average for the year. So the Gazelles maybe could jump up, and again, if you get into that 10-12 seed, you feel like you've got an opportunity if you're the Gazelles. You're playing the best basketball you've played, and if you can avoid Brandon Valley and O'Gorman, that's one thing. And then the next layer of top teams, Aberdeen Central, Sioux Falls, Washington. If you can avoid those next two, you feel like, okay, now we're starting to give ourselves a chance in this one. Either way, though, Bucks falling to Sioux Falls Roosevelt tonight. Gazelles came away with a win, both on Yankton streaming on YouTube. We'll take our final break of the night, and when we return, I believe we'll have Coach Haynes here in just a moment.
Les Schwab Tires, located at 2809 Broadway in Yankton. It's the place to buy tires with all different tread types to fit your needs and rims ready to make your vehicle shine. Not only do they sell tires, they fix them too. Flats, brakes, alignments, and more. You can feel confident that your car will be taken care of. No waiting for your tires, they should have them in stock. If you're looking for tractor or semi tires, those are available too. Les Schwab Tires, where the sign says it all.
MT and RC Smith Insurance has been a part of the Yankton community since 1949. Our agency would love to help you with your home, auto, business, life, and long-term care insurance needs.
We take pride in providing you with quality service when you have a claim or need to make changes to your coverage.
The MT and RC Smith Insurance Agency is flexible to meet with you in person or at the office at 204 West 4th Street. Give them a call for insurance changes, payments, claims, or service requests.
Craving something boss-level delicious? Come out to Boss Pizza and Chicken, where flavor meets delicious and delicious meets drooling. Your taste buds won't be the same when you taste the bold flavors of Boss Pizza and Chicken. From crispy chicken to juicy burgers to handcrafted specialty pizzas, Boss has it all. Serving lunch and dinner Monday through Sunday starting at 11 o'clock. That's why they're the boss. Boss Pizza and Chicken, just waiting to crush your cravings.
Warmer days are coming, and sooner or later your air conditioning will need to kick in as well. But what if it doesn't? Well, don't wait. Call Larry's Heating and Cooling. With 43 years in the business, we're very knowledgeable on what we do and how we serve our customers. You can rest assured that when you call day or night, someone will always pick up the call. Join our elite club today and become a priority member. Skip the line, get discounts on services, and have no overtime fees. Call Larry's Heating and Cooling for expert service from factory-trained technicians.
And back for our first Dakota National Bank postgame show, joined by head coach Chris Haynes of the Bucks. And, Coach, you know, your team falls 64-52, but what a gutsy performance from them tonight.
Yeah, proud of their effort, obviously, and the way we competed. Overall, I thought we made enough positive plays to win the basketball game. We just made too many negative ones. You know, we had us for 18 turnovers, and you're going to turn it over some against them, but we needed it. We would have loved it 10 or less, and we would have taken 12 or less. But you're going to have some turnovers against them. I thought we turned it over right away against the press, but then after that, I thought we really handled it well. We actually got some layups and some scoring opportunities and baskets against the press and got them to get out of the press. They still picked us up man, but they got out of their trapping press, which was a huge key for us. We needed to do that. But I thought, obviously, the end of the second quarter, we played just lights out to take a 1-point lead into halftime. But coming out of halftime, we couldn't get anything going offensively. Had a couple good looks that we couldn't get to drop or to fall for us. And then, obviously, you got to give Sioux Falls Roosevelt a lot of credit. I mean, they're extremely talented and hard to score against. But after that, you know, the last part of the third quarter and all of the fourth quarter, we did some really nice things. Again, getting to the basket. I thought the turnovers that really killed us were where we got defensive stops at times, and then trying to go in transition, and we had a couple uncostly turnovers there.
And it really felt like an overall performance. You didn't have one guy kind of necessarily the star on the floor just taking it, but also everyone felt like they contributed in their own way. 3 players in double-digit scoring, and just, again, it felt like everyone on the floor made quite the impact.
Yeah, and that's what we need. And we've had that here now the last few games where we've had multiple guys step up. And, you know, I think Jackson probably led us in scoring again. But I think that might be the first time all year where we've had 3 guys in double figures, maybe one other time. But that's what we need. We need 3 or 4 guys to really step up and play well offensively, and then everybody else contribute at least a couple baskets. And, you know, we've been saying it for a couple weeks now that we think our best basketball is still in front of us. Our defense is getting better and more solid, so we got to continue to understand that that's got to be our staple here down the stretch. Is we got to be able to guard people, we got to be able to get rebounds, and we guarded them tonight. You know, a lot of their points came off of turnovers, and again, we cannot defend throwing them the ball for layups and dunks. We don't have a defense for that, and so we got to clean that up. Clean up some decision making around the basket when we're going to the basket, some little things like that. But we're starting to play better offensively, which is a good sign to see.
And now coming up, you've got a week-long break, and then into Friday and Saturday against a couple of Rapid City teams. What are your thoughts on those?
Yeah, we need. We'll get in tomorrow and get some shots up and get a lift in with Coach Rosie, and then we're going to give the guys a weekend off. It's been a couple weeks since we had a weekend off. And then we have a last stretch of 4 practices in a row until we get to the postseason. So next week's going to be huge for us to continue to improve and build some momentum going into, again, the stretch run, because once next Friday hits, it's going to go fast and furious, where we're playing Friday, Saturday, Tuesday, Friday, Tuesday, Friday, whatever it is, down the stretch here. So there's going to be no more time where we have like this, where we have a set 4 days to really get some things done and improve.
All right, well, thanks as always for the chat, Coach. We'll talk with you before that Rapid City 2 games, and just a great performance from your team here tonight.
Sounds good. Thanks, Zach.
Again, that was head coach Chris Haynes of the Yankton Bucks here to wrap up our night here again for the final time, 64-52, the final score, with Sioux Falls Roosevelt coming away with the victory over the Yankton Bucks. Appreciate you tuning in tonight on Yankton streaming on YouTube for the final time tonight. I'm Zach Spear alongside Tristan Nelson. Have yourself a great rest of your night.
This has been a presentation of Yankton High School basketball from 5 Star Communications. Thanks for tuning in, and join us next time for all Yankton athletics. Go Bucks and Gazelles!